ladies and gentlemen. These are the dreams that I saw. James chapter 1, verse 14 to 15. But each person is tempted when he is lured and enticed by his own desire. Then desire, when it has conceived, gives birth to sin. And sin without it is fully grown, brings forth death. Standard Version Bible. I was in my sleep one night and I had a dream. And in this dream, it was like a vision. And I saw a Venus plant fly trap open his mouth towards me. And I heard a voice said to me, "Look between the mouths of this Venus fly trap." And this Venus fly trap is like a flower. Outside of it is green, but inside of it is red. And suddenly when I look in it, and I saw the mouth open, and I saw water started gushing out. And when I saw the water gush out, I saw something else. About 6 strands of hair are in his mouth, which represent the day of mankind. And she started to tell me strange stories about the comings of the times. The Venus flower said to me, "In me is sweetness, countries and developed nations. In me is beauty. All that glitters is not gold. In me is attraction. Everyone wants to come in. In me is pleasure, freedom of living, freedom of expression. In me is deception, lies. In me is a crown, controller. And in me is protection," she said, "security from neighboring nation." When I looked, I saw a strange creature. It was as big, as large as the elephant, with a crown on his head. Then I looked again, I saw on his feet, beside his feet, there was a little animal, which is called the hedgehog. The hedgehog is a creature of the night, but very tricky. Behold, these are the things that will happen to the nations of the world, or to the world at large. A new season has already started. For 20 years, it shall become of a new rule, a new structure, a new order, a new way. That new way will start from 2021. Now, we are already in the experimental stage. As I was looking further, I saw a big statue. And the statue came out with an alphabet in his hand, out from the midst of the sea, and this alphabet was on the head of a creature that looks like a man. But this man has no eyes, and he grew very tall, reaching to the sky. For in the future there will be a somewhat like a kind of poles that will be standing on every street. But behold, an angel came from the sky and said, "Look, we have seen strange statues coming up and reaching to the heavens. And I saw the people are as God, and they want to start to rule over men. And I saw people as slaves. For then I saw chains with great padlock on the hands of men. Then I heard a loud voice saying, Woe is man! Woe is man that lives upon the earth, and women with her babies. Woe to the earth, from the west to the east, from the north to the south. There shall be a great arising, an arising of a great army that should come from the heavens. And I saw people relocating back to their original roots, but they have taskmasters. Those who serve God were trapped in a small room. The sea was angry, and it brought out waters over the land, and flies and pestilence increased. And I saw there was no cure even until this time. But the cry of his holy children in these little rooms, reaching up to the heavens, and a great army of angels came down to save mankind from this rule of this great creature. I heard a great sound as of a thunder, and I looked and I saw lightning strike the mountains and the hills, and then the mountains bowed themselves down to the sea, and the waters of the ocean swallowed them up. Psalm 46 verse 2. Behold, from the sea arose a creature again with a head of a man. And the head of this man had 2 horns, and on his right hand he had a slate which looked like a writing material, and with some equipment in his hands. And he said to me, say to the kings of the earth, a new day has come, a new age has started. Then I decided to ask the Venus plant, what does these things mean? Woe is man, and to the kings of the earth, a new age has started. And she opened the book which was in his mouth. The book of life, she said, will be destroyed. A new book shall emerge. It is called the G25 book. G stands for the rule and the authority of men. And there shall be 25 elders that stands and gather themselves in form of rulers. They will be the one to rule over the nations, for they will come in agreement, and they are the one to decide who will live or who will die. Everything now shall become a single family, a single word, a single business, a single value, and a single control. And I saw that all that was done before has already been removed. This new way shall be a way where men will be able to rule men with other creatures that has no life. It is called an intelligence. That intelligence will have a mark, and that mark is already in your hand. And I saw on the forehead of this creature there was a bracelet, and on this bracelet a shining magnetic light. When he speaks, the bracelet disappears, but when he doesn't speak, the bracelet is clearly seen. In those days, money would disappear. The words that we have as our speech shall be the value. At that time, I also saw that the air that we breathe will be sold for the same value. After this happens, you know that the end is already here. Many will turn their faith from the Lord, and they will take the bracelet. It is called a device. Before you can do anything, you will have to take this device. But I can say many cannot survive because this will be like a torture for the flesh. And everyone, if not all, will agree to follow these directives. Beware, it will begin from 20 21. The torture of the flesh will make many to surrender, and all mountains shall disappear. People will be hiding to pray. They will seek in those days for the precious word of God, just like in the days of Daniel. But then it will be the right time for the manifestation of the true sons of God, according to the Bible. The great power will be manifested by his sons, just like in the days of Moses before Pharaoh. And men shall have bodies as if it was the time of John the beloved. They would wonder, in attempt to kill him, it will be difficult, for he will be undieable. And they will test his device, and they will see that this device is not working on this kind of people. And God has a plan, and that plan is to prepare the sons of God to take charge and take control of the earth at that time. Then the plan of this creature shall be destroyed. For they will shine as the sun, and they will proclaim the name of the Lord until he comes in his glorious light. Anything that starts from 0 to 10 is a new beginning. From the day a child is born, how old do you think the child is? From the day of conception unto the day of delivery. By my calculation, the child from the day of conception unto the day of delivery is already 21 months. So if you are 1 year old, add it up plus 21 months, you are more than 1 year old. Anything that starts from the beginning always have problem. But this is the experimental stage. But brothers and sisters, the race has already begun. It is now time for us to come together as one. We are praying in different ways. This cannot solve the problem until we as believers become as one. Until then, there will be just temporal changes. Thanks for listening. Hope to see you again some other time.